At 11:47 p.m., a fist hammered against apartment 503's door, desperate, ragged blows that shook the frame.
Please, hide me. Don't let them find me.
This can't be real. The girl crying on my floor is on every TV screen in Japan.
If they find out I'm here, my life is over. Just let me hide until sunrise. I'll explain everything then.
A breaking news alert flashes. Top 5 idol Tomomi vanished during her sold-out concert. Police and label ask public to report any sightings.
She fled the stage during the finale and ended up banging on my door. How is this possible?
5 years of my career, gone if they find me here. Please, just keep the door closed.
She wants to explain later, but the news says she just vanished. What am I getting into?
His hand moved on its own. The deadbolt slid home with a click that sounded like a prison gate.
What have I just done? She's a fugitive, and I just sealed us both inside.
Don't ask anything. Please, just let me stay until morning. That's all I need.
She's terrified. Not of me, but of something out there. One night won't change my life, right?
Daiki gave up on questions and pointed to his bedroom. Tomomi took the bed without a word, pulling the blanket up to her chin.
Morning already. I need to call the office. I think I've come down with a fever. I can't make it in today. 3 years without a single sick day. And now I lie. If they find out why, I'm finished.
He peeked through the blinds below. A dozen cameras and reporters swarmed the building entrance like ants on sugar.
They tracked her here already. How long before they knock on my door?
They're already outside, aren't they? I can hear the shutters. I can't explain yet. I swear I will, but not now. Just don't let them in.
Daiki's phone buzzed again, his boss's number. He silenced the call and stared at the locked door, weighing the rest of his life. The phone flashed with a voicemail, his boss's voice cold and clipped. Daiki, if you're not at your desk in 1 hour, don't bother coming back, ever.
1 hour, that's it. But if I go out there now, they'll tear me apart. I'm already his enemy. We can't stay. The roof. There's a fire escape. It drops to the back alley. It's our only way out.
Out the window? Down the fire escape? Are you insane? They'll catch me. My face is everywhere.
Then stay here and wait for them to break down the door. I'm going. Are you coming?
Moments later, they crept out the door, climbing the narrow staircase. The air thinned, the city rising around them. On the roof, they crouched behind the bulk of an air conditioner. The wind whipped her hair, and the city sprawled beneath them.
I can hear them. The camera's clicking in the street. They're waiting right below.
They think you're still inside. We slide down the fire escape into the alley. My car is in the back lot.
Daiki scanned the alley below. One misstep, and they'd be on every front page. Yet there was no other path. Daiki swung his leg over the fire escape railing. The whole structure groaned, rust flaking into the wind.
I can't do this. My hands won't stop shaking. The whole city will see us.
Just keep your head down. One rung at a time. Don't look at the street.
They descended into the shadow of the alley, every footstep a sharp echo. A stray cat darted, making Tomomi gasp. A camera's lens caught the morning light. Below, the paparazzo leader wheeled around, his telephoto trained upward like a rifle.
He spotted us. That guy with the scar, he's running straight for the alley.
Jump the last few feet. The car is right there. Go, go, go!
Feet hit gravel. Daiki jammed the key into the ignition twice before the old engine coughed to life. Tomomi threw herself inside.
We made it out, but the rear-view mirror shows those vultures scrambling, and she still won't say where we're headed.
Just drive. Away from here. Anywhere but here. I'll tell you when I can. Please, just drive.
The city skyline shrank in the rear-view mirror. As dawn broke, the car sped deeper into a tunnel of fields and telephone wires.
We're running on fumes and zero direction. You have to give me something. Where are we going?
I can't. Not yet. If I say it out loud, it becomes real, and I'm not ready.
The car's dashboard lit up again, Boss Takeda in bold letters. Daiki's thumb hesitated over the screen before tapping ignore.
That was the last thread to my old life, and I just cut it. For a girl who won't even look at me.
I've ruined everything for you, haven't I? You should have slammed the door in my face.
Daiki looked away from the road for a second. That's when he saw them, a bouquet of white lilies clutched tightly in her trembling hands.
Lilies. She ran from a concert with a funeral bouquet. Who are they for?
Don't ask about the flowers, please. Just keep driving.
The GPS screen flickered, battery draining. They were lost, no destination, and the girl beside him was running out of tears. The car lurched violently, a grinding thud followed by the flap of torn rubber. They skidded to a stop on the dark forest road.
A flat tire. In the dead of night, miles from anywhere. Perfect.
I'll hold the light. I'm not completely useless.
Daiki wrestled the jack into place while Tomomi's beam trembled. The cold bit through their clothes and the bouquet rested on the hood.
Mizuhara Cemetery. That's where I need to go. I'm sorry I couldn't say it before.
A cemetery? You ran from a nationwide manhunt to visit a grave?
Please. I said the name. That's all I can give you tonight.
An hour later, they found a 24-hour convenience store with a garage. Daiki bought a spare tire and 2 cans of coffee, while Tomomi hovered by the door, the lilies never leaving her grip. Back in the car, Tomomi stared out at the silent town. A weathered sign on a shop front read, Mizuhara. The bouquet of white lilies on her lap had begun to wilt, petals curling at the edges, but she held it as if it were the most precious thing left in the world. The rusted gates of Mizuhara Cemetery groaned open. Fog slithered between the ancient tombstones like a living thing.
I need to do this alone. Please, just wait by the car.
Daiki followed anyway, his flashlight cutting through the fog. Her pace slowed with every step, as if her legs were filling with lead. She halted before a modest grave. The wooden marker was weathered but clean, fresh flowers already wilted from a previous visit. Tomomi collapsed to her knees on the cold earth. Her shoulders shaking with sobs, she refused to voice.
Why is she crying at a grave marked with her own name? This makes no sense.
He knelt beside her, his beam steady on the carved kanji. Tomomi, the same characters as the girl shaking at his side.
This grave, it says Tomomi. But you're alive. Who is this?
She just shook her head, clutching the wilting lilies, her tears dropping into the dark soil. In the lantern's glow, the name seemed to burn into the wood, a silent accusation that demanded an answer no one was ready to give.
The girl buried here. She's the real Tomomi, my twin sister.
10 years ago, leukemia stole her at 17. They were going to debut as a duo, 2 sisters with one dream.
A twin. That's why the name matches. No wonder she guarded the secret like a wound.
When she died, I lost half of myself, so I became her. I took her name, her dream, her face on stage.
The label knew. They saw a marketable story, a solo idol with a tragic secret they could exploit forever.
Tonight was the 10th anniversary of her death. I begged them to cancel, but they refused. I couldn't sing. I ran. Every song I sang was hers. Every smile was a performance. I haven't been me for a decade. I'm living a lie, Daiki. The whole world knows me, but no one knows I'm a fraud.
All of Japan was cheering for a ghost, and the label turned her sister's death into a brand.
Daiki knelt in the cold dirt, the fog wrapping them in silence, as the truth finally settled over the cemetery like a shroud.
This is us at 15, the last photo before she got sick. I promised her I'd carry our dream.
They look identical, but I can see it now. One smile is already fading, burdened by what was to come.
The phone screen lit up with a name that turned Tomomi's face to ash. Manager Takahashi.
I have to answer. If I don't, he'll come after us even harder.
Tomomi, you foolish girl. Return to Tokyo right now, or I'll leak the twins' secret and paint you as a psychotic criminal.
Daiki grabbed the phone from her trembling fingers before she could reply.
She's done with you. Keep your threats. She's not coming back.
Who the hell are you? You've just destroyed her career. I'll make sure every agency knows you aided a fugitive. Regret this for life.
I won't go back. I'm done living a lie for a label that used her memory.
They had to act now. The label would flood the media with lies by morning. Tomomi's only weapon was the truth, and she had to fire it first. They found a 24-hour diner on the edge of town, its neon sign buzzing against the pre-dawn silence. Only a tired waitress and the smell of old coffee greeted them.
We need to write the truth. Everything. The twin. The label, why you ran. No more hiding.
I have something that will help. My sister's diary. The last entry is dated the day before she died. She wrote about our debut. She wrote, "Tomorrow we stand on stage together. Even if my body fails, my voice will live in yours, Tomo."
Tomomi's fingers flew across the keyboard, composing a letter that named every secret and every sin of the label. As dawn broke, she recorded a short video on Daiki's phone. Her voice shook, but she didn't stop until the whole story was on screen. Daiki uploaded the letter and video to a public blog. The cursor hovered over publish. He clicked.
Once this goes live, there's no going back. My career ends the moment the world knows the truth.
At 5:48 a.m., the post went live. Somewhere in Tokyo, a million phones buzzed with a notification. The truth was out. Within minutes, the post erupted across every platform. Retweets multiplied like a virus, and Tomomi Truth surged to the top of trending.
50,000 shares in an hour. Comments flood in. Tearful confessions. Furious denials. Demands for proof.
They're calling me either a saint or a fraud. No middle ground.
Then the label retaliated. An official statement branded Tomomi as mentally unstable, dismissing the twin story as a grief-induced delusion.
I'm not crazy. That's my sister's handwriting in the diary. They're erasing her all over again.
Look at these comments. Fans are posting photos of your sister's grave. They believe you. You're not alone.
I won't hide behind a screen. I'll hold a press conference. I'll look them in the eye and tell the truth.
I'll book a conference room. We'll do it today, before the label can spin any more lies.
The diner's neon sign flickered off as full daylight broke. 3 hours until the press conference that would either bury her or set her free. The glass door swung open, and manager Takahashi stepped into the diner, his face twisted with fury, a tablet clenched in his hand.
You think you can destroy my label? I have lawyers ready to bury you for defamation and breach of contract.
I won't sign another lie for you. I'm telling the truth today.
Sign this contract to retract everything, or I'll make sure your name is poison in this industry.
Daiki moved between them, his body a wall. You heard her? No deal.
I'll have you arrested for harboring a criminal. Enjoy your last moments of freedom.
You can't scare me anymore. I've already lost everything you could take.
He took one step back, his face a mask of poison. You'll regret this. The door chimed as he left, the threat hanging in the air like smoke. They walked out into the morning, the press conference just hours away. Nothing could stop them now. The press conference room buzzed with reporters, a wall of lenses and microphones aimed at the woman in the simple white blouse.
This is my twin sister, the real Tomomi. 10 years ago, leukemia took her. I took her name, her dream, and my place on stage. The label knew. They used her memory as a marketing tool. They refused to cancel the anniversary concert, so I ran.
Is the diary we saw online genuine? Can you prove the label's involvement?
I have her diary, the handwriting, the dates, the truth. You can compare the ink. The label's silence proves my words. Effective immediately, I'm retiring. Tomomi, the idol, was a ghost. I'm here to lay her to rest.
The room fell silent for a breathless moment. Then a storm of shudders, shouted questions, and a single shout of support broke the tension.
That's right, Tomomi. You're free now.
She stood, bowed one last time, and walked away from the blinding lights, the diary and photo frame her only anchors. The idol Tomomi was gone, leaving behind only a woman who had finally told the truth. Hours later, a cheap motel television flashed breaking news. The label's CEO had resigned, and manager Takahashi was under investigation. On screen, security guards escorted a disheveled manager Takahashi from the building, his box of secrets spilling onto the pavement.
He's really gone. After 10 years of threatening me, they're treating him like the criminal he is.
Daiki returned from the dim hallway, 2 warm cans of coffee cradled in his hands.
You did it, Tomomi. The whole rotten system is crumbling. Drink this, you've earned a moment of peace.
I don't feel triumphant. I just feel hollow, like the past 10 years were stripped away, leaving nothing behind.
Then we build something new from the rubble. But first, coffee. That's an order.
They sat in silence, watching the loop of Takahashi's humiliation. Tomomi's tears dried into a quiet, bone-deep exhaustion.
To your sister. I think she's proud of the real you, finally standing up.
The truth was out, but I didn't know who I was anymore. For the first time, that felt okay.
Daiki pushed through the glass doors of his company, the resignation letter heavy in his pocket. Every step on the familiar floor felt like a goodbye.
Boss Takeda, I'm resigning. The letter explains everything, effective immediately.
His boss's objections stalled mid-sentence. Daiki turned away, the weight of 3 years of compliance falling from his shoulders.
No more pretending to be sick. No more hiding from my life. I'm done.
Outside, Tomomi waited by the car, a single suitcase at her feet. When he emerged, she searched his face, and he nodded once. A real smile broke through her exhaustion, the first he'd seen. They packed the trunk with hurried hands, the diary carefully placed beside the spare tire. The engine turned over, and the city began to shrink. In the passenger seat, Tomomi unfolded a crumpled map of the coast.
An old college friend rents cheap rooms in Hayama, a town by the sea. No paparazzi, no labels. Just the ocean and a new start.
The skyline dissolved into a smear of gray in the rearview mirror. High-rises gave way to telephone wires, then to open sky. They drove on. No destination on the GPS, only a name whispered like a promise. Hayama. Weeks blended into a rhythm. Sunflowers on the windowsill, the sea's constant murmur, and salt in every breath. Tomomi worked the register at a tiny bookstore, her short bob and glasses now as familiar to the locals as the wooden shelves and the scent of old paper. A teenage girl froze mid-purchase, her eyes locking onto Tomomi's. A spark of recognition flared, then gentled.
She knows. Even after everything, they still see the idol.
The girl slid a folded note across the counter. Thank you for telling the truth. No selfie, no autograph. Daiki's shift at the shipping warehouse ended with sore shoulders and salt-stained boots.
The ocean air almost makes the heavy boxes bearable.
After a simple dinner, they walked the embankment, the receding tide pulling their voices into the lavender twilight.
I never knew quiet could feel so loud. I'm still listening for a stage that isn't there.
The stage is gone. You just have to hear yourself now.
Daiki noticed a familiar silhouette outside the book nook, the scarred paparazzo from that chaotic escape, now crouched behind a parked car with a telephoto lens aimed at the store.
He's been following us. This has to stop.
That scar. It's the same man who chased us down the fire escape. Daiki, please be careful.
Put the camera away. She's retired. There's no story here. Not anymore.
A former idol who vanished mid-concert? That's a story forever. One photo is all I need to retire.
After everything we survived, a single camera can't break us. Daiki won't let it.
Then photograph a warehouse worker. That's all she is. And I'll stand in your frame.
Fine. This town is dead anyway. I'm done.
That evening, Tomomi set a bowl of instant ramen in front of Daiki. The same cheap brand from that first panic night, steam rising in their familiar kitchen.
Remember this? The night you let me in? I'm not running anymore. I'm staying.
1 year to the day, they drove the old road back to Mizuhara. The fog had lifted. The cemetery was bathed in pale autumn sunlight. A new stone marker stood at the grave, polished and permanent, carved with both their names and a single musical note.
Hello again, sister. I came with fresh lilies this time, and a heart that's finally light.
Daiki hung back near the old gate, giving her space. When she finally looked over her shoulder and nodded, he walked to her side.
I used to visit here drowning in guilt. Today I came just to tell her I'm okay.
She'd be proud. You carried her dream long enough. Now you're living yours.
For the first time, standing here doesn't break me. It heals.
They stood together in silence, the autumn leaves stirring around their feet. The charm bracelet dangled from the stone, twin stars catching the light.
Ready to go home?
Home. Yes. Let's go.
In their sunny apartment, Tomomi opened her sister's diary to a fresh, blank page. The afternoon light pooled on the tatami floor.
The diary used to hold only her voice. Now it holds mine too. Finally, we share the page again.
She wrote of the bookstore's dusty scent and the sea's shifting colors at dusk. Simple things that felt like treasure.
Write about my legendary burnt rice, too. Future historians deserve the truth.
It was crispy rice, and I stand by my culinary genius. Today, I felt her smile, not in a dream, but in the quiet between the waves.
Daiki leaned in and drew a lopsided fish next to the entry. Signed it with a tiny D.
Now it's official. You're stuck with me and my art crimes.
In a small radio booth, Tomomi read a passage from the diary on air, her voice steady and warm, sharing her sister's memory with the town.
The diary is full now, but my story's just beginning.
The summer festival transformed the sleeping town. Red lanterns swayed above the narrow streets, and the air smelled of grilled squid.
I haven't been to a festival since I debuted. It feels normal again.
Let me win you that ridiculous panda. I've been training.
He failed 3 times, the plastic scoop useless against the paper-thin prize. Tomomi's laughter rang brighter than the festival bells.
You're worse at games than cooking. Give me that scoop.
They shared a stick of cotton candy, pink sugar melting on their lips. The first fireworks bursting overhead. A stranger offered to take their photo with an old Polaroid camera. They stood shoulder to shoulder, not arm in arm, and smiled. The photo slid out, a white square slowly blooming into 2 tired, happy faces.
That's us. No stage, no cameras. Just us.
This is what survival looks like. It's imperfect and it's ours.
They walked the seaside embankment, a path worn into their bones. The sky turned violet, and they found no need for words. His beard had a few gray strands now, and her short bob was almost unrecognizable as the idol who once lit up stadium screens. A single seagull trailed behind them, dipping over the waves as if guarding their solitude.
The world doesn't need me anymore, and I don't need the world.
The sun bled gold across the horizon, then sank, pulling the last light into the sea.
Remember when we were running? Now we're just walking.
I remember, and I'd walk every step again.
They paused at the breakwater, the tide washing over the concrete, erasing their footprints behind them. The ocean swallowed the last sliver of sun, and the night opened its arms. They turned toward home, the first stars blinking awake above the sleeping town. Dawn broke over Hayama, painting the small apartment building in pale gold and the scent of salt. Tomomi climbed the narrow stairs alone, the diary tucked under her arm like a treasure. She stood at the roof's edge, setting the diary aside. The golden sky welcomed her like an old friend. Her arms lifted, as if conducting a secret music only the wind could translate.
This is my song now. Not hers, not theirs, mine.
In the stairwell shadow, Daiki leaned against the doorframe, a faint smile creasing the corners of his eyes. He didn't need to speak. The silence between them had always held more than words. The camera pulled back, revealing two tiny figures on a vast stage: the city, the sea, and an open sky. The title of the manga dub faded into memory, replaced by a single breath of wind. In the quiet, a bird sang, and the world kept turning, smaller, softer, and finally safe.